Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today is Friday. I've been home from my trip for about 4 days since Monday night. The first couple days I had to work full-time as a nurse, 12 to 13-hour shift. It was actually 13 by the time I got off. And then the second day I chose to work 16 hours. They asked if I could stay. I'm never pressured at my job, but I decided that that would be good for me. So I stayed 16 hours total. And so I'm just coming off some really busy days. Yesterday I tried to catch up on eBay as much as I could, but I also had paperwork and all kinds of things going on that I had to do. So I felt caught up. I felt like I started to catch up. But now the problem is that I've got probably 35 drafts ready to be launched, but I don't have anywhere to put those. So it's time to edit again. I don't want to just go into my garage and scooch everything together. That's what I normally do, but I still have tons of items that I've had between 1 to 2 years that are still stagnant and they aren't moving. I am getting close to where this project should be over. Then I will get rid of Ink Frog, which is about $30 a month. It's only $30 a month. It doesn't sound like much, but that can go into my 401k, and that adds up. When you're 75 or 80 years old, $30 a month plus the interest you might get in the next 20 years, I think is very substantial. So I want to get rid of Ink Frog now that eBay is not my only income. I have Amazon. I also have my nursing career. If something happened and eBay deleted all of my listings, it would not be fun. It's a nightmare thought. But if it did happen or they got rid of all of my photos, I am in the position where I could just slowly go back through the store and retake everything. I've always had Ink Frog when eBay was my only income because it's just really scary if something like that happened. So I went through another 19 items. I'm getting rid of some and I'm lowering again and trying some. So this first batch are my very oldest items. I've tried everything on them. There's about 4 that I'm still willing to lower even farther, edit again, and maybe they'll sell. Even $3 to $4 to $5 is worth it in my mind, just to get all this stuff out. Just a sec, I want to make sure I did these. Oh, nope, there's a couple items I didn't do. That's okay, I'll do those in a minute. I'll make a decision on those. So first, let me see here. Where did it go? All right, this is a Hamilton Beach part. There's a ton of money in just doing blenders, breaking them apart, breaking them down. Same with food processors. You can make a ton of money doing it. All the other pieces to this food processor went, except for the chopper blade, which is really kind of surprising. At the time, it was, I think, during COVID, and so people were buying all this kind of food processors, bread machines, all of that. For some reason, this one just wasn't popular, and I have tried for literally over a year, so I'm just pulling this off. I'm probably just throw it away. I might donate it, but I don't know who wants just the blade. So I'm probably just going to keep it protected like it is, make it safe for everybody, and just probably donate it. By the way, if you do ship sharp stuff, this is what I do when I ship something and then I put it down in another package. I never assume that the person opening the package is the person who bought the item. At my house, my husband's here, my daughter is here sometimes, different people. So we open each other's mail, and so just remember that. That's my tip for the day. But anyway, I'm getting rid of that. I'm going to just get rid of it. Let me put that down here. Okay. Secondly, is this pair of Lands' End pants. I don't know why these wouldn't sell. There's nothing special about them, but I was also trying to get toward the end here, toward the last like 6 months, I was willing to literally take a $5 offer on these pants. But Lands' End is just super stagnant, and I need room in my garage. I've got great stuff that's drafted or ready to list by my VA. And you know, these are they're a nice size. They're not huge, but they're a size 34. Nothing wrong with this. There isn't any kind of a flaw. And so I'm just going to go ahead and use these for consignment credit at a store. I give up on eBay. I've had them way over a year. Sorry guys, I can't get my IKEA bag to do what I want it to do. All right, let's see here. Roundtree and York, just a pair of blue cargo shorts. They're in a size 48. I normally can get about $9.99 out of these in the summer. However, these are a size 48. They're just over the 1 pound mark. So this is the best choice for shipping, and it's, you know, $8.30. And I charge a little bit extra because you are charged eBay fees on your shipping, if you aren't aware of that. So I charge $9.99 for any padded flat rate that I ship out. So if you look at it from the customer's point of view, this is still a $20 pair of shorts. And at Walmart, even at Kohl's on sale, you can get a $20 pair of shorts yourself. So this is a pretty expensive endeavor, and I just don't pick these up anymore unless they were brand new with tags. So I went ahead, I'm going to keep them. I lowered them down to $6. I would take 2 or 3, honestly, if someone offered. I've had these a year and a half. This is the number when I did this, and this is the number that we're on now. So this is literally, you know, close to 4,000 items ago. So these need to go, but it is summer. I can't consign them till next summer now. None of the consignment stores that I know of are taking shorts like this. So since I've got to keep them anyway in my, you know, in my garage or whatever, I'm going to go ahead and just keep them listed. But I did mark them down to $6. When I get desperate for space, I might pull these off and just put them in the summer consignment tub. All right, then I'm kind of mystified on this. Samuel Windsor has a pretty good sell-through rate for the most part. The problem I think might be is that these say 36 on the tag, and then these are 33 by 29. So the actual waist measurement that I'm getting is a couple inches less than what it says on the tag. I think that may have something. Then all of a sudden you're looking at a size 33 pair of pants, which does get into smaller men, and there just isn't as much of a market as a 36 to 38. So I'm going to go ahead and keep these. I marked them down to $12. I over promoted them, and I'm hoping to get rid of them. They're not quite the moleskin. The moleskin in Samuel, whatever it is, Windsor does better. These are just chino pants. But anyway, I'm going to keep these another month. I've got so much to consign right now to the consignment stores for store credit. But in a month or two, when I start to run out of consignment clothing, if I can't get these sold on eBay by then for $12 plus shipping, then I will just consign these. Let's see here. Let's see. These I just completely give up on. I don't even think I'm going to be able to consign them. I think I'm just going to have to donate these. Our church is having a garage sale in a couple months. I'm going to coordinate that and have that in my mom's garage. Even these, I don't even know if these would sell at a church garage sale. They are like a size 50 something. And so they're just one of those sizes that you just have to have someone come along and be ready to buy. These are Levi's bend over pants, brand new in the package. It's not that I have trouble in and of itself with Levi's bend over. I think it's just that they are a size 56. So to be honest, I guess I will take these to the consignment store just because I hate to throw stuff away. But I don't know really if they're going to appreciate that either. So I'm going to set those right there. Alright, where are we, guys? Let's see. This is a pair of blank NYC jeans. I've had these, like you can see, just as long as I have everything else here. Normally I can get some kind of money out of this brand, even though I never pick it up anymore. I would never, I mean, if I did the research, maybe I would if something changes. You know, they have this really unique kind of striping on the side. Really cute, I thought. I think they'll consign okay. I think when the stores go to buy denim, they'll think that these are really cute. But I just could not get them to move on eBay. I had them under $10 plus shipping, and I was willing to take offers and I would have probably taken $4, but I just could not get them to move. So I give up, and I'm going to use this for consignment. Okay. Let me see. Cabela's. All right, I'm going to give these one more whirl. I've had these for at least over 1.5 years, maybe 2 years. Cabela's isn't like a huge seller for me anymore unless it's vintage or rare. These are just normal hunting, fishing chino pants, nothing spectacular. Because I have so much winter consignment, these did have some views, so I lowered them down to $6.33 plus shipping. But again, like I said, they got to pay $10 almost for the shipping. So I'm just going to kind of keep them in my store since I have so much to consign right now. And then in the next 3 to 4 weeks, after I've been to Denver 3 or 4 times and wiped out all of my consignment items and sold all of that, then when I get desperate, instead of buying more things at the bins, I'm going to go through all the things that I should not have bought during COVID, and I'm going to consign that batch of things. And so we'll see. I hope these sell for like $5 to $6 before then. Let's see. There could we go. All right. These had fallen off. I went into the unsold and I found them. These are really, really cute. They're just a really small size. So they're American Eagle shorts. They are a size 30, and I'm not sure what they measure out, but I think even like an inch or two smaller than that. I've had these all summer. I thought I did anyway. I know that at the beginning of the summer I had edited these. I edited all of this in April, so I know right at the beginning of the summer these were found. They were up for sale. I don't know if they sold and I missed relisting them, or if they were a return and I missed relisting them. I have a pretty good system for all of that stuff, so I do not know what happened. But anyway, I'm going to try them again. I can't really consign these shorts till summer anywhere that I know of, so they might as well sit here if I can. But I think the size is so small, I'm going to end up putting these in the summer consignment. But for right now, I lowered them way down to like $6, $7. Okay, let's see here. All right, this is an Adele, I won't take it all the way out, an Adele knitwear acrylic sweater. Very cute, very 90s, very Y2K. I have acrylic, I have scratchy, I have all of those words in the title. I still can't get it to move. I've seen really unique all over print ones like this go for $30, $40, $50, but this brand is not super popular. I just thought it had that look to it, but I must be wrong. I've had this for 2 winter seasons, you know. Right here, I had this at least at the end of last winter, or, you know, 3 to 4 months of last winter. Then I had it, you know, through this winter, and I just cannot get it to move. So I went ahead and kept it. I lowered it to about $12.99 plus shipping, and if I can't get, you know, this to sell by November, I think it'd be a really cute sweater for the rest of when, you know, rest of actual winter. So I will consign this soon if it doesn't sell. Okay. All right, this I'm mystified by too. This brand always sells really good for me. It's an art to wear brand. It's called Coline. Coline, and it's always kind of like this bohemian, really cute art to wear type things. See, this has this really unique pattern on it. Trying to get it so you can see the whole pattern, but very cute, very unique skirt. I normally sell this brand pretty quickly for between $20 to $30 at the least. If it's more unique and more ornate, it sells for even more. But this one has been around for at least over a year, and I just can't get it to budge. So I lowered the price down to $14 plus shipping. And if this doesn't sell soon, like around November, I will donate it. Or not donate, consign it. This is the wrong one. Hold on. Okay, this is a dress. And some of you have seen these before in my editing videos because I edited all of these in like April. A lot of these I either edited or listed in April. Maybe I just listed them in April. And so you've seen them, and this is just what has not sold. This is a Lem dress. Very cute, very fringe. This brand has a halfway decent following, so that's why I picked it up. I was just really starting to come out of COVID, really starting to be able to get the inventory I needed. I was changing from John Deere oil filters, which is what paid my bills during COVID, because I did a huge buyout at a construction company during COVID, and that got me by. Plus, I was working as a nurse, so my income was not, you know, a necessary factor. So it wasn't like I was desperate to keep my business going. But that John Deere oil filter buyout, I mean, it was very lucrative. And, you know, so after COVID, I started to buy nicer quality clothing again because clothing in and of itself is much easier for me to find. If I could find, or if that construction company had a constant supply of the filters that I bought from them the one time, I probably would have converted my whole business. I'm not joking at all. But anyway, this I had at about $50. I believe that that was a fair price for the brand, but it has not moved, and I've had it almost a year, if not longer. So I went ahead and lowered it down to like $28.99 plus shipping, and I hope that I can eke out, you know, $24.99 out of this thing. Let's see. All right, this is a Forever 21 men's sweater. I do not pick up Forever 21. I really never have. Even when I was not as picky about the clothing brands as I should have been, I just never picked up Forever 21. But I have seen people do factor stacking, kind of like Kaylee Elaine. She's really known for that on YouTube. And this is definitely a print that in any other better brand would be very, very desirable. So I went ahead, I gave it a whirl. Hasn't worked for the price I wanted. It, you know, went through the last winter. And then I think the other thing is I cannot find the fabric. So I don't think this is cashmere, but it's possible that it has a cashmere blend to it. And if I could prove that, it would sell better. But anyway, a very, very nice sweater. You know, I'm gonna let this have another couple months. It's my husband's size, and I think it's a very, very cool sweater. I'm gonna go through with him, as you know, see what nice sweaters he has for the winter coming up. And if he doesn't have a nice one, I love this one, and I think that I would have him try it on, see if he likes it, or I'll consign it if it doesn't fit him. So for now, I lowered it down to $18.99 plus shipping. I had originally wanted closer to $40 for it, but that just wasn't going to happen. Not yet anyway. Okay, Oleg Cassini. Alright, sorry guys, I'm trying to get this out. This is just kind of a very, you know, simple sweater. It is a cotton cashmere blend though, and that's why I had originally picked it up, even though it's kind of a basic staple sweater. So I do have all of that in the title. I had this at least at the beginning of last winter, so I've had it almost a year at the very least. And it just has not moved, but I was trying to get about $34.99 in that range for it. That didn't happen, so I've had sales on it all throughout the summer, and I lowered it down to around $19.99, which for a nice cashmere sweater, I think it'll move now. It's hard to look at comps right now without going to Terapeak and looking up every single one of these, especially on the winter stuff, because the 90-day solds are going to show a lot of summer sales. It's not going to show that an Oleg Cassini sweater would get a lot of views. So I don't want to be discouraged by it. I know I had it through a good decent portion of last winter, and maybe I just had it too high. So I think I'll get 20 bucks for this, you know, including shipping or plus shipping in the next month or two here. Then I had this. This is a Wizard of Oz costume. I'm pretty sure, although I can't verify 100%, that I had this before last Halloween, but it just did not move. So I looked it up to see what was going on with it, and it wasn't listed. And then I went to InkFrog to relist it, and it has never been listed. If it's not in InkFrog, that means that I might have had it in my drafts. I might have thought I launched it, but something happened. And if it's not in InkFrog, that means it was never listed. So this is just a Ruby's brand Wizard of Oz, costume. The other problem, even if I was going to list this now, I thought about just throwing it in on my pile and getting it photoed before Halloween, but it just says standard size, which is fine. It's probably a standard adult size, but this will consign better for me right now. With Halloween coming up, it's just a month and a half away, so I'm going to go ahead and get this consigned. I looked them up. They don't ever even, well, I mean, you're looking at summer comps, so I shouldn't say ever, but they look like right now they're getting $15 to $20. So even in Halloween, if it goes up to $24.99, I think I can get like 10 on consignment for that. So I'm just going to go that route. All right, this is a Rails brand shirt. I'm keeping this. The reason this has not moved is because it's a small. Rails does okay in large, extra large, that kind of thing. I still pick it up. But in a small, I just have trouble moving it. It used to be a pretty decent bolo, I think. Anyway, so I went ahead and left it in there, but I lowered the price like down to $6 because I just really have had very few views on this shirt, and I just want to get my money back from the bins, get some new cash flow, go buy one thing, even if I make $10 on everything I've just showed you that I'm keeping. I'm honestly happy because I can turn that $10 into about $200 to $300 at the bins by spending the $1 on another $40 item, $1 on another $30 item. I'm so picky now what I pick up and list that even getting $10 back is worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But for now, I'm going to keep it. Winter's coming. I'm going to give it a whirl on eBay. If by November or December this has not moved, this will become consignment. What is this? Okay, this is a Vici shirt. This is a crop top shirt, and I did not have crop top in the title. So, I went ahead and put that in. I mean, it's really, really cute balloon sleeves, but it is sheer. I thought this would sell this summer. I just have been so busy I didn't pull some of the summer things that I could have consigned, and I could have on consignment in Denver. They take this kind of stuff and they love it. I could have gotten about $6 for this. But Vici is not that popular of a brand. I think I've had this since last summer. I can't absolutely guarantee. I don't remember. Based on the number, I think I have. I might have had it maybe at the end of last summer, and maybe I just missed the boat. Then winter was so cold in so much of the U.S., and that may be what happened. But I'm going to keep it since I can't consign it right now. Fall and winter is coming, and this shirt may not consign well. So I'm going to keep it at $7.99 and try to go through one more cycle of the end of summer and maybe into next summer with it. I might just consign it at the beginning of next summer, like by March or April, after the cruise season picks up, and this would be a great shirt to wear on a cruise. If it doesn't sell, I'll consign it. Okay, then I've got this Hello Kitty plush. Absolutely just give up. This is going to go to our church garage sale. I've had this for at least a year and a half, 2 years. I can't seem to get anybody to buy it, even for like $5 or $6. I'll get a couple bucks at the church yard sale, give it to the church, and I'm done with this. So I'm going to start getting my donation pile for our church garage sale together. So that'll be my first one. I like this shirt, you know, if it were in a bigger size, but I cannot wear this size. It's really, really cute. Flying Tomato normally does really, really well for me, but this is an extra small. You know, I thought maybe based on the brand that I could eke out $10 on this, because you're paying so little at the binge. You know, I probably paid 30 cents for this, but it did not happen. So I'm pulling this, and even though this is kind of summery, I think that they will take this in the fall. So I'm going to try to consign this like in the next couple weeks in Denver. And then one more item on this round. This is a Tipsy Elf sweater. It is also an extra small. I just don't do this anymore in extra smalls. It would literally have to be like a CC Filson extra small, or a, what do you call it, like a Farm Rio extra small. Maybe I would consider an extra small in a couple brands, like literally just a few brands that even off the top of my head. But I just have so much trouble moving things, anything under a medium on eBay. I know that there's a market, but for some reason my store, I just personally have trouble moving extra smalls and smalls. So Christmas is coming up. The difference is that at the consignment stores, especially when you get into a Plato's Closet or you get into the ones that I consign to, a lot of them have a college following or a high school following. And this size is not unusual at all. I was basically an extra small, at least in my pants, when I was in high school. So it's not that uncommon. Now, I certainly am not an extra small. So after having children and eating a lot of good stuff. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead around Christmas and put this, around October, I'll consign this. So that's all I have. That's 19 items that I made a decision about today. So I ended up keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I ended up keeping 11 and getting rid of 8. You know, and so I'm going to go with that, and that gives me some more space in my garage. And then all of these items I ended that I am keeping, all the items I am keeping, I ended, sold similar, and I did something to the listing that hopefully will make it sell. I didn't just end and sell similar. I tried to figure out, okay, what can I do to really get a few bucks out of this? And you know, I'll let you know. I'll try to keep you updated on how long it takes. But all of these things, at most, they get like 3 more months. Even the summer things, I'll probably start to pull, even though I'd have to keep them in my summer my summer consignment bin. I still think it's smarter because that would definitely be 2 years for these items. And this is not the first time I've refreshed some of these items and tried to figure out why they haven't sold. So I just think the weight on my store of trying to keep some of these items is pulling all my other good stuff down, and I have many items that are selling for $40 and $50 now that I need the space for. So I think it's a good choice. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. I should have another editing video next week. I want to get rid of Ink Frog, like I said. I've done a lot of great things on my store and in my finances and everything this last few weeks. I did get rid of Shoeboxed. I was sending all my receipts to Shoeboxed. Nothing wrong with them, but especially right now while I'm not, you know, going and doing 50 Walmarts in a week, going and doing Amazon arbitrage, which is what I used to do. And I may get back into it. My son still does that pretty successfully. So as I get back into Amazon and do more arbitrage, and if I'm overloaded with receipts, I might get Shoeboxed back. But I looked at it, I analyzed it, I looked at how quick I could tape them to a piece of paper and run that under a scanner to make sure that if the receipts fade, I still have proof that I was buying things at that store. The reason I got Shoeboxed originally is that Amazon would ask for a receipt and say, we need proof that you bought this at a store. And it was really hard to kind of keep track. Okay, these are my Walmart receipts from August, and this is when Amazon is asking for proof. Now I would just organize them better. I would have a filing system, and it's only $35, I think, is what I was paying a month. But when you add that up, you add Shoeboxed up, and then what else am I? Oh, I know what else I did. I told the I had 2 accountants, and I used to need an entire accountant just to do tax states for Amazon. So when I was full-time Amazon arbitrage about 8 to 10 years ago, you had to almost have an accountant who had access to TaxJar, and they had to file in all of these states. And it was about $200 a month back then, because they literally had to file to all these states. And it didn't matter. My Amazon business paid for it, and it was fine. But then now, as Amazon and then eBay, thankfully, have slowly started doing all of the tax collection, that was something I didn't need. And there were only 2 states this year that I've had him do. Wyoming does need done for me, because I have inventory stored in Wyoming. So I did need him to still continue to do Wyoming filings. But then last year he had gotten rid of all of my other states, and he agreed, you don't need those, Amazon's collecting, you're good. Even with the Nexus, my son and I were just trying to be very honest, so that if we get audited, we don't owe money. And plus we just want to know, we like to be kind of on track. So last year this accountant had said, I feel like for some reason the Nexus thing in Florida, I feel like you should still keep Florida just for a while longer. Even though Amazon is collecting in Florida, there was some law in Florida where it seemed like some Amazon sellers might be getting taken to court for not filing themselves or something. So he's a real honest guy. At this point, I had him as an accountant for more than 10 years. And this year he finally said, I think it's okay. The accountant that you have in Wyoming, who just does your normal taxes, he can file this little form that you need in Wyoming. You're not having hardly any sales in Wyoming anyway. Like once a year I'll have a Wyoming sale from Wyoming. So as far as filing the tax, the sales tax, I can just, as I ship, if I actually see a sale from Wyoming, I will print that off, give it to my accountant here. So long story short, I've gotten rid of Shoeboxed. It's only $35. So what in the scheme of things? If you're selling $10,000 a month on eBay, so what, right? But then now, as soon as I can get this editing project done, I'm going to get rid of InkFrog. We're looking at $65 a month right there. Then my accountant in Colorado Springs, I don't need him anymore. So that was still about $60 a month on some months when he actually had to file in Florida and file in Wyoming in the same month. And then there was this TaxJar subscription that I had to have. So you're looking sometimes at as much as $100 a month for an accountant. And I don't even sell on Amazon right now. And then what else am I doing? So anyway, I think when I was on vacation, I was just in the back of the car a lot. My dad likes to drive. He's 76, and he just thinks he thinks he's the driver. I am still the 10-year-old who he should be driving, and that's fine. My dad's wonderful. He doesn't criticize my driving. He just loves to drive, and he knew we were going to Michigan, and that's where he used to go every single year. So it's just kind of like his thing, and that was great. So I did a lot of editing and stuff on my phone and a lot of paperwork, and I just sat down and jotted some notes. And so I think with the accountant that I don't need, with and he already submitted to Florida to get rid of my account there, and he already submitted to TaxJar to get rid of that. And it was cheaper than having TaxJar on your own, because he had some kind of joint thing as a tax professional. But either way, I feel like most months I'm saving $60 to $80 on that accountant. As soon as Florida confirms that my account is closed, I may have to pay for it another couple months. I don't know. But anyway, that's like $60. Shoebox is gone already. InkFrog will be gone in like the next 30 days. It's like my number one thing. And so I think on that piece of paper, I can't find it right now. It's in my bag of stuff that I had on the trip. But I think it was going to be like between $150 and $200 in monthly things out of my business that are either outdated, things that there are now cheaper or easier alternatives to, or just that I have a system for now. I have a system for my receipts now. And before, it just seemed easier to shove them in in that shoeboxed envelope and send them off. And I think it was. And shoeboxed used to be between $10 and $15 for the first level. Now it's much higher if you're actually sending receipts in. It's closer to $34, something like that. So anyway, I'm very excited. I have a bunch of other stuff to tell you once I can get it down on paper. But I think that I will eliminate between $150 and $200 in recurring monthly expenses out of my business. That is going to go straight to my 401k. I'm not upping my lifestyle. I don't have a thing I need, but it'll be really good to see my 401k going up by another couple $100 a month. And then, I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, I'll tell you about it later. I can't think of what it was. But anyway, I've got big plans, guys, to streamline this business time-wise and income-wise, and it's going really, really well. So thanks for tuning in. The point of that spiel is that to get rid of InkFrog, I've got to push it this month and go through every single item. Since I already paid for it this month, I want to go through every single older item that's older than a year old, make sure I still have it, make sure I don't need to relist it using InkFrog. And then after that, if I do find something that fell off of eBay and I can't find it to relist, then it'll just go back into my pile. I feel like that pushes me to look at every single item I have every 90 days, make sure that it doesn't fall out. And if it does, I still have analyzed that it's cheaper to just have my VA redo it. Because when I looked at the $29.99 or $24.99 I'm paying on InkFrog every month, I would have to lose 24 items a month and relist them that month to make InkFrog worthwhile. Otherwise, it's just kind of a form of insurance in case eBay deleted all my listings or something. And I have my nursing career. I have other money that if I really had to get by for a few months without eBay, I could if something like that happened. So I feel like $24 over 10, 20 more years that I want to sell on eBay just to have that little insurance is not worth it. If I do decide to cross post again, then I would do List Perfectly or Vendio, whichever one, probably List Perfectly. And that way at least you're getting all of your listings in List Perfectly. And then if something happened on eBay, you could go straight into Etsy or Mercari or Poshmark. That's the problem with InkFrog, and that's why I'm getting rid of it, is that even if eBay kicked me off for some reason, or I did something on eBay that got me kicked off, I can't take those listings and put them right onto Poshmark. InkFrog is only for eBay and Amazon. It doesn't work on Poshmark, so that will not help me. And so if I do decide that the insurance is good, if I ever build this store up to 10,000 items, which I don't plan on doing, I think that that's the wrong approach. But if I ever do, and I feel like I need to protect my listings, then I would go with List Perfectly. So anyway, guys, have a great day. Thanks for listening to all my stuff. I feel like I'm really making progress on bringing this down and then rebuilding it back up to where every single item I shipped today was $19 or higher. I sold one more item after I logged off from the shipping video, and it was around look here, waiting for shipment. I have one more order. It was $67. It's a Banana Republic maxi dress, and the order total was $79.50. And then the other item that I shipped with that group, this came in later in the day, was a Royal Bones skirt, women's XL, black mesh goth Hot Topic. And I sold it for $19 plus shipping, so $25.95. So definitely I'm very happy. Everything I sold today was $19 or above. Oh no, I lied. The cool shirt was $16.25. So that was the outlier. It's not my direction to have a $16 shirt, but that's okay. It still is fine if you look at the $67 Banana Republic dress that I did today. But I really am aiming for that Banana Republic, $67, American Giant sweatshirt, $24 plus shipping, the Lafayette 148, $40 plus shipping. If you haven't watched my shipping video that I made earlier today, you'll see those items on there. So I feel like I am really replacing all of these junk items with things that are very, very worth selling. All right, guys, I'll let you go. Thanks for listening, and you probably won't see me back till next week sometime. I've got a lot of nursing hours and some family time on Labor Day. Have a great day. Bye-bye.